welcome to the Courageous Self-Care Podcast. I'm your host, Christina Marlette. On this show, I love to share about self-care that goes beyond bubble baths, chocolate, and wine. It even goes beyond exercise, nutrition, sleep, and hydration. It's about the stuff on the inside because it makes the biggest difference. It takes courage to get there, and it's completely transformational. You can go to ChristinaMarlette.com to get your free resource. The one that I am sharing today is the top 10 ways that you're draining your energy without even knowing it. It's a mini course that has an abundance of information on how you're probably draining your energy and then how to shift it so that you're not, and then you'll have more energy. Today on the show, I have my special guest expert, Lynn Profitt. Lynn, welcome.
Hi, how are you doing today?
Oh, I am fabulous. And you?
Great, and happy to be here.
Great. Lynn, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I guess probably the biggest thing, and most people, when you ask, tell us about yourself, a lot of people go right for their business or their job. And actually, it's interesting because my business and my job is actually basically my life. And it is an everyday part of everything that I do. And I'm an energy and life coach. I have living currents, energy, and life coaching. And so I actually live what I do for work. So it's an amazing way to live.
I love that. And I can completely agree with you. I was just chatting with someone last night at a networking event about why I chose to put courageous in the title of my work. And it's so that I benefit by being more courageous. And I always have this barometer. And then with self-care, oh, what a great thing to focus on because I benefit too.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, it is fantastic when you can put the two together and just make it a fantastic life.
Yes, and of course we always teach what we need to learn, so it might as well be something that is really juicy.
Oh, no kidding. Yeah.
So Lynn, I love to have our guests share the favorite self-care practice. What's yours?
Well, actually, that's part of the reason I was actually quite excited about doing this is recently, actually, I started a new course in energy medicine. And it's a lot of practical exercises of moving your energy. So there's a daily routine and there's just some other more intense and specific or detailed exercises to do as well. And ever since I started the course, I get up in the morning and the first thing I am excited to do is actually the energy exercises. Which is really funny because I never used to be somebody that would get up in the morning and be excited about, something like that. And yet the shift because of the energy exercises has been amazing. I have so much energy in the day. I've gotten more done probably in the last 3 days than I have in months. It's been incredible.
That's amazing. And I'm so excited to ask you, is that through Donna Eden?
That is.
I do the daily energy routine every day. I've done it every day for almost 2 years.
Oh,
it is like it is the secret weapon, although I'm not into weapons, but it's the secret.
Oh, it's incredible.
Ever since I started doing it, I have not been sick.
And the funny part is I don't know if I'm having a allergic reaction to something or if I'm have been fighting off a cold for about 3 or 4 days, but it's never settled in. Whatever it is has never fully settled in. And it's been well, this is fantastic. And as soon as I figure out how to use it for hot flashes, I am going to be rolling.
Oh, I'm so excited that you're doing that. That has made such a huge difference in my life. And I bring lots of weird kind of woo-woo practices to my family. And my husband is a little bit hesitant often. But with this one, I taught him the daily energy routine. I taught it to our kids and he saw the benefit right away. We all do it every single day. And I just love it.
It honestly, I cannot believe, because I've been doing energy work for years, whether through Reiki or some other type of energy work. it's, and that's been incredible that I've been able to, shift what I can, not only for myself, but for my clients. But this brings in a whole other aspect that, I believe very much in, if you want to call it divine timing. And, so bringing this into my life now, it's like, oh, I am so excited because it just expands so far beyond everything that I've done to this point. But it just brings in, just a whole other aspect of energy that is incredible. And oh, no, that's so cool that you do it too. Nope.
My phone's ringing. I'm not expecting that. Okay, I'm just going to turn off my phone here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, clearly time to go on to the next question.
Yeah,
I often use technology as a sign. It gives me lots of signs, like my computer will crash and I'll say, okay, I get it. I'll get off the computer.
It's that divine timing again.
It does, yes.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear your story of everyday courage, Lynn.
Recently, and well, I guess if you want to call it recently, but over probably the last year, one of the things I've really had to do is, I guess in a sense, move myself forward from who I was, largely because I was in a very different industry prior to becoming a coach and energy coach. And like very different. I was actually in oil and gas. I owned part of a company. I managed, I I had tons of things going on that were completely outside of the energy world. And it did actually take quite a while. And like I said, over the last year, I had to step up more as myself and be who I truly am. And that is the energy coach and the life coach and working within energy. And that not only included a shift for myself, but that actually included a big shift for the people that are around me. And shifting, because I could energetically tell with, some of the people in my life that we weren't energetically matching anymore. Mm-hmm. I had shifted outside of that. They had done their shifting, but we kind of went separate directions. And just accepting that and taking that step and bringing new people into my life. And it was, it's funny because I would say, it was, I guess looking back, it could be looked at as, taking the courage to do that. And yet sometimes to me, it just seems like even I don't see the courage. I just see it as stuff that I need to do. So it's, I have an interesting, it's not that I'm against the word courage, but for myself, I just see it as, no, this is just stuff that I do. Mm-hmm. So, but it, other people have said numerous times, like a lot of things I've done, stepping out of a long career in something completely different into what I'm doing now. They, they're like, wow, that takes a lot of courage. And it's like, well, never really thought of it that way, but I guess you're right.
Yeah, I love to talk about the difference between bravery and courage. So bravery it actually has a lack of fear, and people are brave in different aspects of their lives. So someone might say to me, oh, Christina, you're so brave to do your public speaking. And it's true because I don't have fear around it. Like the bigger the audience, the better. But I know for a lot of people, it would actually take courage, because the difference is that courage is acting in the face of fear. And there is this obstacle, energetic obstacle to overcome. Overcome, not overmount.
Sure.
And then coming out on the other side, we might not have thought that we would benefit so much from moving through that fear. So I'm curious, Lynn, if you experienced any kind of fear of leaving your job.
Actually, I think part of the reason actually I don't kind of see these things as, fearful was because I do very much, whether you're, like I said, what I want to call it, trust in the universe or trust in divine timing. But I knew I was coming to the end of what I was doing, and I knew I couldn't continue, like not without being very detrimental to myself, whether health-wise or just living my life, really, because it was dragging me down actually in so many ways, because it was actually against the grain of who I was. And I started recognizing it more and more and more and more. So when I did leave, I was ready for that. So it wasn't a matter of, having fear. It was more of a matter of, okay, can't wait to get out.
Yes.
Yeah. So I didn't really have that experience of having the fear, because I had come much more in tune with the base of who I am energetically, and I had shifted my energy already where I didn't match where I was.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I know there are a lot of people going through this transition right now,
Yeah.
possibly being stuck in traditional career type roles and
Right.
feeling like, is this all there is? Or I know
Yeah.
there has to be something more. And so you said that you started to notice more and more that it wasn't you
Right.
anymore. Do you have a specific example of a time you noticed that it just wasn't you?
Well, yeah, I was, a large part of my job was actually to liaison between corporations and government, which basically you're stuck in the middle. It's like there's no way you can win from either end.
Yeah.
So, you kind of had to come to terms with that in the first place. But I started noticing more and more that as I would deal with phone calls, or I would deal with one side or the other, the more uncomfortable I felt. And it got to the point where I was starting to physically feel uncomfortable. It wasn't just, and almost like a kid towards the end, it was almost like I started lashing out a little bit, because it was starting to bother me so much that I was, trying to support both sides, and I didn't agree with either side, and just the game that everybody was playing was just manipulative, really, I guess it could come down to. And yeah, so like I said, it came to physical sensations, and recognizing that, wow, why do I feel so uncomfortable while I'm doing my job now?
Mm.
And because I had already incorporated energy into my life for years and become more aware of my own energy, it just came to the forefront quite quickly that, yeah, this just isn't me.
Mm-hmm. And what I want to touch on is that in the foundations of courageous self-care, one of them is embodied action, and that has a lot to do with connecting with our bodies. And I
Mm,
believe that our bodies are our direct link to spirit. And through
yeah,
sensation, we are always getting a very clear yes or a very clear no signal, like, yes, give me more of this, or no, this
yeah,
is enough of that. And we do need to learn how to tune into those signals, which it sounds like you were. And
yeah.
so you got some very clear answers.
Yeah, actually, I've kind of, I guess the way I explain it to my clients as well is, not only physical sensations, but emotions,
Yeah.
things like that. They're like signposts telling you which direction is better for you. You're free to choose, but they're giving you little indications of really who you are and how to keep up with your own expansion.
Right.
So yeah, so I always just look at it that way, and possibly actually that's what helped me through, or helped me to come up with the analogy. I'm not
Yeah.
sure which way it happened.
So, Lynn, if people want to learn more about your energy coaching and your life coaching, where could they go?
It's quite easy, actually. My website is just living currents, all lowercase and one word.com. And yeah, it's currently a little bit under construction, but it should be up and running very, very shortly. So the old website is still there. It's just not fully up to date. And yeah, actually, if you go onto the website, you can actually access a free half-hour meditation.
That sounds lovely. So be sure to go to livingcurrents.com to get that meditation. Check out more about what Lynn is up to, because who doesn't want more energy? And
Oh,
really
exactly.
great kind of energy that we're talking about. So, Lynn, we are going to finish up with a couple of quick questions to get to know you just a little bit better. The
Okay.
first one is, what book are you reading right now?
You know what? Actually, it was funny. Once I started the energy course, actually, I haven't been reading anything. Basically because I just get a kick out of doing the exercises. So in order to actually relax or just anything with my spare time, I've just been practicing the energy exercises and, using the spoon on my feet. And so honestly, I haven't been reading anything recently.
No worries. Uh, that's fine. I sometimes take a break from reading too.
Yeah.
Um, and let's see, what habit do you have that serves you the most?
I would say actually, it goes back to building that habit of doing the daily energy exercises.
Mm-hmm.
That is, like I said, being excited about something like that first thing in the morning. And I mean, quite often my dogs get me up long before I'm ready to get up. But still, as soon as they wake me up now, I'm like, oh, hey, all I got to do is feed them and then, let them outside and I can do my energy exercises. And
Yes,
it just gets me going for the day. It's been fantastic.
it's a game changer.
It is
Yeah,
like, I don't know why everybody's not doing
I
it.
know. I know. Last one. If everyone in the world did blank, the world would be a better place.
Yes, if everyone did like, you know what, well, I mean, the easy answer would be if everybody did the energy exercises.
I know.
But just to change it up a little, let's see, if everybody paid more attention to themselves and to where they are at and found ways to like kind of expand or keep up with their expansion more so, I I think things would be 100% different in the world
Mm,
because instead of focusing on, whether it's judging other people or situations or, looking at everything else from what is currently their perspective, if they started looking inside, it would give them and strengthening who they are, it would give them such a different view of the outside world.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree 100%.
Perfect.
I have really enjoyed having you here, Lynn. Thank you so much for being a guest today.
Well, thanks for having me. This has been fantastic. And now I'm excited. I have somebody to talk to about the energy
I know,
exercises.
yay! If you would like to be a guest on the show and share your story of everyday courage, you can go to ChristinaMarlette.com and apply to be a guest. You have a goodie bag to take home with you today. You've got a 30-minute meditation. You've got the top 10 energy drains mini course. So glad you came to the party. And yeah, you can go to ChristinaMarlette.com to get that and livingcurrents.com to get the meditation. Thank you so much for listening. We are here every Monday through Friday on the Courageous Self-Care podcast, so be sure to come back and listen again. And remember, self-care is not selfish. It is a gift you give to yourself, and when you are purposeful about cultivating your own energy and prioritizing your own well-being, everyone benefits. I'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye for now.